Hello and welcome to the Loose Lugnuts Racing League Support the Troop Truck Series. That's a mouthful. I'm Matt Egan, joined by Jeff Wood. This is the pre-race show, and right now we're looking in the 94 Kevin Fetty Wounded Warrior Foundation truck. Beautiful paint scheme on that thing. And how you doing tonight, Jeff?
All right. We got a few paints out there as we remind drivers after Veterans Day. This is Support the Troops week here at Loose Lugnuts Racing at Charlotte through our three divisions, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup. So we hope to see more paints come Saturday and Sunday at least. But, you know, the guys that did have time to paint those up, we're going to try to cover them and see what they got on the hood.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll be out on track hopefully Sunday night, and I'll have something good painted up. Good American Sim Network scheme. Definitely big support the troops banner or something with the armed forces. Don't want to give away too much details. But yeah, we got a lot of beautiful trucks on track tonight. What do you expect to see out of this race tonight? 90 laps from the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Well, again, Loose Lugnuts is remaining popular among our drivers through the three divisions. And we're going to have near a full field, if not a full field here tonight, Matt. Turn 2, Turn 4 exits right there onto the straightaways. Those are going to be the troublesome spots. We come off of Pocono, and it was weird to see the pacing style we had at Pocono, Matt, because that usually is a very successful green flag pit stop track. You can really stretch it out, but drivers overdriving or whatever the case may have been, hopefully they've gotten that in check, and we're moving on to a new week here at Charlotte. But you never know.
Yeah, Pocono's just kind of an interesting racetrack in that regard. A lot of different things happen. Might be down to the trucks, the way they were handling. Might even be down to the way the weather was. Charlotte a little bit more of a middle ground track, so it should be a little bit easier for them to run.
Yeah, it could be. I just worry about Charlotte. You wouldn't think Pocono. But we come off a rough week at Charlotte. Short track racing, you're bound to see a few cautions at Richmond, right? And then we went into our special event at Talladega, and maybe that mentality didn't leave us quite quickly enough here at Loose Lugnuts, getting into points racing yet again at Pocono. We've had the long week, we've had the talks, we've had everything here at Loose Lugnuts, trying to figure out what we can do to help drivers, help the league all together. So going forward, we're just hoping for better racing, and it really comes down to give and take from the drivers, in my perspective, here in the booth.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, these guys, I think you're 100% right. They just have to run calm, and got to remember, long race, you don't have to win it on lap number 1. Currently, Justin Michael fastest in practice.
Yep, Justin Michael fastest in practice. I know Matt doesn't have the button ready. We're going to be trying to code that after this weekend. But we'll go over points real quick before about 30 seconds away from qualifying coming up. Mitch Reeves leads the points. First place, uncontested, 190 points. He's 4 points gapped over Justin Michael in second place, 186. Keith Haney, 183. He doesn't have a win yet in the trucks, so he's third place. Jeff Gilmore, the guy is just phenomenal at finishing races, and that number 57 machine. He's fourth place in points. Randy Arms, no win in the trucks just yet, but 3 top 10 finishes out of 4 races. He's fifth. Tied sixth is Brandon Murray in the 2 and Kevin Winter in the 78. I don't see the 78 logged in tonight. He has 2 poles in the truck. We'll have to see what gains come from that as we switch over to qualifying real quick. I'll continue in a second. All right, I think the server switched over on Matt's end.
Yep, qualifying up next here from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Open qualifying, so we'll see what those first laps have for these guys. We'll continue down that points real quick as we watch some guys that Matt focused on. Ray Richer, 8th place. He moved up 2 spots after last week. has 2 top 10s. He's looking for consecutive finish. Kyle Chadwick falls really far back. Pocono was not his track. And that's a bad thing because he's missed the top 10 that I've nicknamed him. So he's got to get back to that top 10 status. 3 top 10s outside of Pocono. Ronald Klein with the win last week during our confusing Pocono race. He moves up 9th in points, and tied in 9th with him was Kyle Chadwick, on that matter. Trent Drum, Wally Tierheimer, Jack Watts, Kevin Fetty, Brian Abbott, and Corey Blevins round out our top 15 points. Drivers here, drivers aren't here. We'll have to see what tonight brings, Matt.
Yeah, it'll definitely be something, and I think we're going to see the same guys that we kind of see out front usually stick to being out front, but it'll still be interesting to see how the track wears in. Maybe we'll get some new players up there.
I always vote for the new players up here. We've seen Mitchell Reeves win at California, Justin Michael at Las Vegas, Kevin Winter at Richmond, and Ronald Klein last week at Pocono. And that's all trucks, so 4 drivers, 4 tracks, 4 wins. Do we have a number 5, or do we finally see the repeat in trucks? That is the question of the night. We'll have to see how the race develops.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a matter of watching how things play out, you know? I think it's too early to kind of predict how anything's going to happen. One driver, though, I do want to watch, Randy Arms, always a fast driver. We haven't seen him win anything in trucks recently, but we know he knows how to get to victory lane. I think he could do it here tonight. Very possible.
Yeah, Randy Arms, he's going to be fast. He is a driver that climbs through the standings during a race if he can avoid the cautions out there. He's as susceptible to any caution as any other driver, but the 83 machine, I think, is well poised for a win, as is someone like Keith Haney, who's hunting in that 087 or 87, however he's painted out there. He's hunting for a truck win too.
Yeah, the 87D of Keith Haney has just been at the front of the field a lot this season. Hasn't been able to put together the victory lane finish, but he's been getting a lot closer and closer each night. And I think, we might see a breakout from him. Mitch Reeves, top of the score charts right now.
I'm still seeing Keith Haney up on qualifying at least. Garrett Potts there, that 40 machine.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. A little bit of refresh going on there. Look at that number 2 machine, Brandon Murray, if we can. There he is on track on my end, Matt.
What position? Yep, there we go. 5th place.
5th place in qualifying, that number 2 machine so far with that Navy scheme. Go Navy.
Go back to Brad Keselowski as well.
Yes, right there. Good support the troops truck rolling around with Brandon Murray. I hope he does well tonight. That'd be a big boost for our Navy standards. I hope Chief's out there watching too, as he's down here with no wheel and anything in Mississippi.
Yeah, it would be great to see if he's out there in the chat. Hopefully he is. 1 minute left in qualifying. Most drivers so far has made their lap.
Yep, 32 drivers. And then, some people aren't going to make that lap. They're going to take that chance that they can avoid at the back. And Keith Haney is usually one of those guys, so far this season at least. But right now, he stands number 1 on the board.
Yeah, Ray Richer right now trailing at the back of the score charts.
And Ray Richer will look to increase his points advantage inside the top 10, as we mentioned. He's going to need. He's got a decent qualifying with a full field here, but he's a driver that sneaks up at the end due to pit stops and strategies so far this season.
Yeah, qualifying wrapping up here. Just 42 seconds left. Drivers that are on track can get their last lap in. Gene Rogers trying to get a final one in. John Pensula, Keith Haney. Well, Keith Haney's already he's qualified first. He don't need to get a final lap in. but some drivers out on track trying to get their last run in. I'm so used to watching them with the 2-lap format and, not having more than 2 runs at it. So I was kind of thinking, oh, these guys getting a lot of extra practice. And I remember, well, no, they're still turning qualifying laps.
Yeah, outside of probably, 0.75 mile tracks, anything that's not flat, that has some banking, it really benefits these drivers with qualifying in the group format. But here we go into that starting lineup.
Yeah, we'll get the starting lineup for you in just a moment. And what a field it should be. It should be pretty exciting to watch how it all plays out here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jeff Wood will hit you with the starting lineup. Take it away, Jeff.
Yep, Keith Haney takes that first spot like we mentioned. He grabs it away there. The 87D machine, 31034, gets the pole. Outside pole, Justin Michael looking to make up some extra points tonight with a 31045. So the guys down under a tenth for most of the rest of the drivers. Garrett Potts in the 40 machine will be third. Good to see him back. Randy Arms, as we mentioned, hunting for that win. He'll be starting fourth. Brandon Murray, fifth. Ken Richardson, with a good Pocono run at the beginning of that race, will be starting sixth. Chris Voiles, boy, he needs a solid race. He's starting seventh. Mitch Reeves, eighth place there. Ronald Klein, last week's winner. Hopefully, he'll remember next week. We've controlled art at Ron. We still see the Halloween paint scheme, unfortunately. Yeah. He's usually in the Air Force scheme at this time of the year.
Still a great looking car, though.
Yep, that is. Keith Haney has to be eyeing that truck right there. That's what he gets for his win on the Halloween special event. Brad Reen, top 10 starting spot for that 61 machine. We got to go in and look at that truck a little bit later on. T. Rowdy, Travis Browder, 11th. Jeff Merck, 12th. Trent Drum, 13th. And Nick Zontner, 14th. Corey Blevins, good qualifying spot, 15th. Daniel Smallwood, wow, didn't expect him that far back, 16th. Zach McSwain, excuse me there, Zach, 17th. Look for him at the end of the race. He's a guy that sneaks up on people too. Wally Tierheimer, 18th. Ronald Hartfeld, 19th. Don't see him too often in that 958 machine. Brian Abbott, 20th, looking to make some points up after Richmond and Pocono not being so great for him. John Altek, 21st. Josh Scott, 22nd. Jason Lance, good to see him in that 86 machine, 23rd. Robert McFarland in the 1 Savage machine, 24th. Tony Romack, 25th. Kyle Chadwick, 26th. Boy, he's got a lot to go to get to that top 10. Jeremy Crandell, 27th. Ray Richard, 28th. Mark Jackson, 29th. John Pansula, 30th. Gene Rogers, 31st. Aaron Bennett, 32nd. Really upside down from practice to qualifying. Johnny Smith, 33rd. That's the last of the qualifiers. 34th will be Jack Watts. 35th, Jeff Gilmore. Brian Bazell, 36th. Judd Danielson, 37th. Kevin Fetty, 38th. 39th, Mike Donahue. James Haney, 40th. Kerry Cleaver, 41st. Craig Covington, 42nd. And Kyle Kieselback, 43rd. So a full field, Matt.
Yeah, full field strong, bigger than what they run in real life nowadays. So we get ready to go racing here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Should be a good one.
Let's hope for it.
Pace car down. Here we go. For the first time tonight, drivers are taking the green. There it is. We're racing. Great start there by Keith Haney, out and away as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Haney leads. Rest of the field pretty much side by side all the way through. They rocket through the first corner.
Yeah, depending on which camera view we use here tonight, it's going to be, the camera's going to be adjusting a little bit. Justin Michael second. Third and fourth, not battling too hard. Justin Michael looking for the long run, but there's some battle from fifth onward back with Brandon Murray.
Yeah, the field kind of singling out kind of quickly, but Brandon Murray's still side by side with Ken Richardson as they go back towards 1 and 2. Once again, Murray on the inside, Richardson on the outside there. You'll see now Brandon Murray trying to get a good run on him. He might get something off the corner. Not entirely sure, but no, they'll stay side by side as they go back down into turn number 3.
That 16 of Richardson really using that fresh tires on the outside. He's going to lose eventually to the inside of Brandon Murray. There we go. Off of 4 towards the line. That's where we're going to see Brandon Murray capture. We'll have to see the long run between those two drivers and who conquers that. But it looks like maybe Travis Browder in that 18 machine with a side-by-side battle in 11th.
Yeah, and watching back there, 11th place, Travis Browder on the inside now of that G.I. Joe 61 of Brad Ream. Browder trying to get the spot in that Cessna Toyota Tundra.
Yep, Cameron would be the other one there, Matt.
Yep.
But that we'll have to look at.
That'll be Sunday night.
That'll be Sunday. You're right. But Brad Ream here in a little bit. Hopefully he's still on track. We'll have to look at that GI Joe truck, man. That is one heck of a painted truck.
Oh, I'm getting a pretty good view of it right now as Browder's still side up with him. And look at Jeffrey Merck's 61 POW car. Absolutely loving that paint scheme.
Yep. We
Beautiful
honor veterans.
truck.
We honor veterans every year, and we got to remember those POWs, the MIAs. If you ever try to teach your kid about the empty chair and what you can do. Oh, Merck almost slid.
Yeah, almost hard into
POWs.
Brad Ream.
Good. I think Brad did.
Oh, no!
Jack. Air hook. Toss it out. Toss it out. Yellow, yellow.
Oh, it's going to be just the two of them.
Well, thank God, but no. We'll have to go back and look at it.
Looked like Merck came up. Looked like Merck came up. Because Ream held his line. Merck just kind of... I don't know what happened down the backstretch. Merck came up and they hooked together and they didn't let go.
Yeah, they come off that backstretch. Both of them came together at the line. I'm going to say that. Like, Ream probably did not like that entry into the corner from Jeff Merck. And Ream probably was going to squeeze him, and Jeff Merck probably thought the same thing. I'm going to squeeze you. It was a meet in the middle, but, you know, hopefully the 60 machine could fix that truck. Not too much damage between the two, but no fast repair, Matt. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, it's a really unfortunate situation there for that crash. We'll take it to a quick caution cam. We'll be right back. Back live here, 4 drivers electing to stay out on that last cycle. Trent Drum, Chadwick, McFarland, Gilmore, your new top 4. The question is, how long do they stay there?
Not long, Matt. Trent Drum's probably the most successful with the qualifying, at least, in the 13th. Jeff Gilmore, I expect to be there at the end, but, Robert McFarland, Chadwick just looking for position. Robert McFarland, same thing probably. We'll have to see. It looks like the 57 Gilmore has some restart damage, as I like to call it, on the rear spoiler.
See how it all plays out here.
Well, I'll grab the green real quick on this first restart. Quick caution after 6 laps. Quick back to the green. Thankfully, the 1.5 mile. There goes Trent Drum with a successful restart. That's what he needed to help the field. He's out in the way. We'll have to monitor the rest of the guys behind him.
Yeah, Drum got a pretty great start, but I see some side-by-side racing a little deeper back. Looks like, who is that? Chris Voiles and Garrett Potts.
Yeah, Chris Voiles wanting a great race. Garrett Potts not able to attend every race. Truck there on the inside. Not able to get that info at the moment. Mitch Reeves under the 28 machine.
Yeah, Garrett Potts right now trying to gain some ground. Ken Richardson right now with Brandon Hunter Murray battling it out. Murray on that top lane. He's got the Navy car. He's got a really nice looking Navy car. Again, like we said earlier, throwback to Brad Keselowski. Gotta love it. And he's trying to run that top, and it's kind of interesting to see. We've never really seen the top come into play here too much at Charlotte in the past on the old pavement, or the old configuration, if you will. But maybe tonight, maybe this new scan, the way the track's worn, you never know.
Yeah, we'll have to look at temperatures a little bit later, but I think there's a major difference between air and track temp. A lot of these trucks got about 40 laps down in practice, so that's a lot of rubber down. Maybe the high link comes in late, but obviously they're running as the 2 machine creeps up a little bit in that corner. Ken Richardson really gained some positions outside of that battle with the 2 machine.
Yeah, Jeff Gilmore there in the 57 on the trying to run the top now. He's falling back. And remember, he's one of the drivers that elected not to pit, so he's going to have that issue plague him. Now, one thing I just noticed, this track looks like it's going to be going into the nighttime here.
Yeah, I think we'll get into the sunset, Matt. These guys are doing exceptionally well. And, knock on wood, they could change their minds at some point.
I really hope they don't.
No, I hope they don't either. But Justin Michael just took the lead with Randy Arms trailing him. Does Justin Michael get win number 2 in the Truck Series to bump his points comparatively to where Mitchell Reeves might finish? I don't know. We'll have to see how the night plays out. But the top, I would say, 7 guys are really starting to stand out at the moment, minus Chadwick, who seems to be falling back on his old tires.
Yeah, Chadwick trying to do what he can to hold on, but it obviously is not working. That 88 car slips back in line in 7th. He's got to be hoping for a quickie caution here, and I just don't think he's going to be getting one.
Nope, those admins, the league owner included with that, probably hounded on drivers, and including themselves, about the necessity of running clean here tonight. And I mean, even with that caution at lap 6, lap 7, it was still a great run. It was just, thankfully, between 2 drivers. We'll have to see how it plays out tonight. I want to see at least one green flag pit stop that's going to really, flip-flop the race, and also could help or dismay the leader at that point and offer us a different opportunity for a winner.
Yeah, 15 laps down now, 90 laps your distance. Justin Michael, though, out to a pretty nice lead here.
Yeah, if we go with the different winner scenario, I'm rooting for the 83 machine of Randy Arms to pass Justin Michael up, as much as I like to see Justin Michael. I think Justin Michael has moved into the dominating position here in Loose Lugnuts. of the guy you don't want to see escape or be out front during the race. You want to put Justin Michael in a raceable position.
Yeah, that's for sure. Look at Chadwick, though, right behind Murray. Murray doing a great job in 6th. Justin Michael, though, your current leader, and doing a great job of it.
Yep. Chadwick, like you said, looking for that little quickie caution. It's not going to happen with the 88. It was a bona fide move from where he qualified, at least, to make up that time and ground if the leaders went back down during a prosthetic second caution. But we haven't seen it, and the 88's basically used up his positioning on the track so far. All right. See Randy Arms here, at least keeping pace with Justin Michael, which I like to see. Justin Michael is not running away. Randy Arms seems exceptional off of turn 4. We'll see if he can make up any more time as we look through the angle here. Those guys that stayed out, I think the most successful has at least been, I'm looking for Trent Drum in that car. I think he's fallen back at least, the 12 machine's back to 17. Chadwick's probably the only one inside the top 10 or outside the top 10 at the moment that's maintained or benefited if a caution came out at this point. Third place, that Keith Haney. He's going to come on late. Ken Richardson's there, as is Garrett Potts. They're trying to track down those leaders. Side-by-side battles going on. Back there by Mitch Reeves and Brandon Murray. 5 machine of Daniel Smallwood sneaking in there, trying to make a points difference. We'll have to see. Got a shout out for the 01 of John Masula. He started 30th up to 24th so far. We'll have to get back to him when we change the camera angle here. If you're out there on YouTube and you want to see a driver, just let me know when we get back to changing cameras here in a moment. We'll look at those drivers and get those paints shouted out to them. Lap 22, we restarted around lap 10-11. The leaders got to be looking close to lap 35-40 here for a pit stop. I don't know if that gets them to the end or not. 2x2 battles going back there behind Mitch Reeves. What racing there is when we can get back to those cameras. It's yellow out on the field. I don't know if Matt stepped away real quick. I'll see if I can at least shout it out and see what happened. Oh boy, this is going to be a long talk here about this one. Let's see, 933 off the wall. That's John Altek off the wall into the 031 of Aaron Bennett. Hooks him left. Who else gets involved here? 73, of Jeremy Crandell. The rest of them, I don't really know. Oh boy, the 12 of Trent Drum is involved. Oh man, that has to stink for him. I know there were some Trent Drum fans out there, but he had some hard contact with that nose on the back straightaway inside wall. We're going into pit stops, and we'll get a driver interview here momentarily. Matt's away doing something at the moment. I'm taking the mic here, but we'll at least view our top 5, top 10 drivers from the camera angles. All of them are in the pit successful. We'll see who gets out first. I imagine it'd be Justin Michael. Randy Arms almost puts the moves on him. We'll be focused on the camera angle here of the top 10, but I'm going to bring up Randy Arms. I think is the most extraordinary guy on the track at the moment outside the 87, obviously. Well, let's bring up that 83 machine as soon as I find him. All right, Randy Arms, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right, well, running second behind Justin Michael, you were keeping pace, and I mean Justin Michael sandwiched between at least Keith Haney at the moment. What's your view? You look like a successful long run truck here with a 10 to 15 lap run there.
Yeah. The truck's tight, so you really just got to try to save the right front. So I was just trying to ride there, and I don't know if we can stay green. I think we might have something for him, but it's still early, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, you're still hunting a win here on Thursday night. Do you think you can beat the 87 and the 87D or the rest of the guys in the pits if that comes to it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just all depends on your stop. I almost beat him there, so it's really, I think it'll be whoever gets out front, and everything, because it's going to be extremely hard to pass once the tires get wore down. So I think if we can just have some good stops and just keep the car off the wall, I think we got a chance.
All right, Randy. Well, we'll let you get back to those teammates. Hopefully we see you at the end of the night.
Thank you.
All right. Interview there with the 83 of Randy Arms. He's running second behind Justin Michael at the moment. Get you some updates on those drivers involved. Trent Drum maintains the lead lap, 36th spot. I think John Altex off the speedway, as is Aaron Bennett and Jeremy Crandell. So the first three drivers off the speedway. Jeremy Crandell looks to be repairing in the pits for that 73 machine. Maybe not so significant of damage, maybe more left front damage for the 12 of Trent Drum, which is good in the perspective of his engine. We'll have to see how that shapes up. Justin Michael will eventually be leading us back to green here. Pace car down, and there goes the 87 machine with the quick jump. Good for the field, at least on that perspective. He gets away. Randy Arms maintains that second spot. Mitch Reeves and Keith Haney now going to battle out for that top three. Mitch Reeves high set off the two, maintains it. Quick caution on the field. We'll have to see what happens. Have to speed it up. I know my button doesn't work too well here on iRacing. It's focused on driver at the moment of Garrett Potts. I don't think that's where the caution came out. I think it's more towards the back end of the speedway. God bless the internet connection sometimes. I'm not able to call it out here. Hopefully, maybe an admin gives an EOL or points me in the right direction here. But quick caution off the last one. Driver's not able to get up to speed. So we're pacing here. We'll see what the leaders do. They'll have the option to pit. I imagine they won't. Mitch Reeves pointing down, goes back up. So most of the leaders stay out. Imagine the back half of the field will go get down some 4 fresh tires. We'll grab a driver interview here. Well, let's see. I think Daniel Smallwood has moved inside the top 10. We'll grab him after his Sunday win. Mr. Smallwood, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
All right, Pocono Sunday win finally. Unfortunately, not viewed. Hopefully, everyone checked out that interview on Lugnut TV podcast. But you didn't qualify well. First, tell us off. What happened to you during qualifying, not to get that top 10 qualifying spots.
It's really not usual for me not being top 10. We had a problem. Well, I didn't get in the session early enough to be in front of the pit. So when I came out, I got behind some people. So I backed it off a little bit. I got the wall off the Ford. This truck is so tight. It's plowing. Other than that, I just couldn't. I thought I hit a pretty good lap, and I'm sitting there, hit a good lap, P16. It was really close there. It was really close there early. I mean, between middle to field, right where I was, through 10th, I think. It was really close time-wise. But other than that, we haven't had too many problems during the race. We've been digging through the field.
Yeah, I mean, the quick caution right there has to be beneficial, at least for the guys inside the top 10, knowing that they don't have to go back down or give up track position. We're coming off a rough Pocono weekend, or week, I should say. What do you see tonight developing as? Is it the downtrend from here, or do we just got to rough out the edges?
I think if everybody takes a little bit, we'll be all right. I've never driven a sub so tight at Charlotte before. Usually it's a pretty good race, but it's so tight tonight. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if something was set up or not, but we gotta get this fixed somehow. But if everybody gets some takes, gives what they can, take what they can, we'll be all right.
All right, yeah. I mean, asking race car drivers to give and take sometimes is exceptional. It's going to be one of those things that they just got to succeed at the moment. But the 5 machine coming off that win, your momentum's built up. Nice looking truck, by the way. Thank you for painting it there for the troops. Talk a little bit about the paint scheme you got going on.
Oh yeah, the paint scheme. It's great. I love supporting the troops. Anything we can do for the troops, I'll do. They make us be able to do what we can do tonight. I love driving race cars, and they make it possible for me to be able to do it. Without them, I might not be able to do this. NASCAR might not be a thing. iRacing, I don't know. But with them, we can do what we love to do. And they deserve to be honored.
Yep. No truer statement than that, Mr. Smallwood. Thank you for that. We'll let you get back to those teammates as we are, doubled up for the last couple laps. But hopefully, maybe we'll see you at the end of the night.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give her a win.
All right, still viewing what we can from this camera angle. One to green has shown 87 of Justin Michael, followed by Arms, Haney, Reeves, Smallwood, Potts, Murray, Zontner, Chadwick, and Graver is our top 10. Everyone else is looking inward with about, I would say 39 trucks on the field still. There goes the pace car. 87 gets a more delayed start than last time, but good enough. Should again help the field. We'll have to see where third place ends up between Keith Caney and Mitch Reeves. Smallwood, they're back and forth in fifth spot. Mitch Reeves gets that third spot successfully off of turn number 1. Battle around the 10 with Chadwick, still under the green flag. Seeing a couple different lines run on entry to exit for these trucks. Oh, trucks down at the bottom. We'll have to see what happened there. Ronald Klein was all the way down at the bottom of the racetrack on the inside. Going to lose some time off. He's going to fall back to about 13th spot there. Hopefully we were able to see some of that top 5 action. Still running through. Keith Haney up for a pass. I think that's Daniel Smallwood with the pass into turns 1 and 2 there. Yep, successfully makes that pass on the 87D. Justin Michael still dominating out front with the lead over Randy Arms, but not by much. Randy's biding his time. Keith Haney with a big move to the inside of Daniel Smallwood, who probably licked the corner off of turn 2 exit. Caution, caution. Have to see where it is. I believe between, the 091 of Zach McSwain and the 70 of Mike Donahue. I'll go down for a closer look myself. I know we're not able to see it right now. Two guys trying to pinch each other on the entry to turn number 3. I think McSwain was hoping the 70 would stay high, and the 70 was looking for a quick, crossover into the entry. I'm going to play it forward on my end and see if anyone else was involved. Right now it seems to be the 70 and the 091 with no other contact other than besides the trucks themselves. No contact with the inside or outside wall. So another caution here, but no major damage. Leaders are pitting here. We'll possibly grab another interview here and see after these pit cycles. Whoa, big move. I'm going to have to go back and look at that because Mitch Reeves will grab the top spot out of the pits. I'm going to have to go look and see what he did real quick. He definitely got 4 tires. Mitch Reeves did. Right side's up. Left side's up for Mitch Reeves. And just blast through that. I think that earns him an interview. The O2 machine. Let's see if I can't grab him real quick. Well, what a pit stop from the O2. About damn perfect as you can expect from Mitchell Reeves. You're out in front of Justin Michael, who's led about every lap of this race. What can you do to stay there?
I don't know. I'm kind of wondering the same thing. I'd like to see a 10 or 15 lap run and see what these tires are going to do on a longer run. But Yeah, so far the pit crews gained a lot of these positions, and then we've picked off a couple on the restarts and stuff like that. But just like last year, we've been feeding these guys some good old goldfish, and they've been making it happen.
Well, it's a tough field here tonight. Again, a full field for Loose Lugnuts Racing and its sponsors affiliate. It's just you can't expect a better racing, but sometimes with the full fields, we get these short runs. What we're seeing right now is better than last week, but can we expect a little bit better?
Yeah, I think we can. I thought we were going to go into a pretty. We've had two times where I thought we may go into a long run, and it's still the chances are still there. It's just this one of those things about cautions breed cautions, and that devil out of our heads, and just race right for about 10 laps, and let everybody kind of get situated, and we'd be good.
Well, you're the only team of your teammates up there. I know y'all like to count down sometimes between teammates. Is this where you try to stick the 83 and the 87 into a hard spot?
Oh, come on now, Jeff. We can't give all of our secrets away.
Well, I tried at least to get you to comment on that. But we'll let the O2 machine, as we'll probably get in the Wonder Green here. Good luck with the rest of the race, Mitch.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, coming back to what'll probably be 1 lap to green. 39 laps will be underway. 38 completed. And closing in on just 40 laps to go here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. If you're just joining us, this is Matt Egan broadcasting with Jeff Wood. Jeff Wood, one of the main, the main voice, I'd say, of this truck series here at Loose Lugnuts. Knows these drivers, been racing with them for years, and does a fantastic job with me up in this broadcast booth.
Yep, we're coming up on 6 years of full-time Loose Lugnuts racing, so can't wait for that in March. 5 years was phenomenal. 6 years is going to be even better. Best racing, how do I say it? Most competitive racing we've ever seen here at Loose Lugnuts. And that's not diminishing the past or anything, because I have personal connections with those drivers from the past. But right now is the most competitive, the hardest to win. Each time we see a repeat winner, they've poured their heart and soul into that race to be a repeat winner.
Yeah, that is for sure. I'll let you get the green here. Or I'll get it if you want.
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
And pace car ducks down now. Here we go. Green flag. It is all Mitchell Reeves.
Yeah, that's the slip he needed and the field needed. We'll have to see if it moves to success, as we've seen some quick cautions. Side-by-side battle with Nick Zontner and Brandon Murray stuck on the outside.
Yeah, Zontner climbing back up through the field. Now, this is what we saw Zontner doing a lot during the Summer Series, with the opening stint of the Summer Series, where he was arguably one of the fastest drivers on track. I don't know what happened, but he kind of fell off at the beginning of this winter stretch. Hopefully we see him start to regain a lot of that performance.
Yep, so far this season he's been a 2/3 race driver. We'll hope to see the 97 of Zontner, like you said, dominated some points at Vegas in the summer season, and we'll view that.
Oh, hard into the wall, Garrett Potts.
40 machine there. A lot of drivers trying to miss. Oh, Zontner in the middle. Blevins with no room on the inside. Do we see a check? This is what I hate here at Charlotte. Coming off a 4 side-by-side and maintaining it at the line, because there's that like apex tri-oval portion here at Charlotte to where you cannot see the outside.
Yeah, just about 40 laps to go as well, and things are starting to heat up. Looks like Randy Arms now, your race leader. First lap of the night, I think, led for him.
Yeah, he's been trailing Justin Michael, probably really impressed with Mitch Reeves' restart as Justin Michael gets around. Mitch Reeves has been a 3rd to 5th place driver so far tonight. Keith Haney's still on the hunt, though. in the background of the O2.
Yeah, Keith Haney's there. He started pole tonight, that 87D truck. He'll be one to watch. Mitchell Reeves looks to the outside line there.
Yeah, Mitch Reeves has had a different line. I wouldn't say weird, but a different line going into 1 and 3. He's middle to high, then does the low portion, trying to emulate the guys in front of him. But I'm not sure he's sticking the same line or speed as those guys.
Yeah. I think you're just trying to do stuff different. You know the old saying, you won't pass a guy running in the same lane as him. So you just got to try something different, and maybe that's kind of what he's going for.
Yeah. Well, either way we look at it, hot four with a breakaway, and Brandon Murray now heading up the second main path.
Yeah, Murray's number 2 machine, U.S. Naval car, looking really nice. Love all the Navy schemes. I love just the old Brad Keselowski car. Caution.
Oh, 40 and 76.
Oh boy.
Former teammates.
Garrett Potts. Well, Garrett Potts spun himself.
No, I'm looking at what do we call it, Matt, here on iRacing?
Some netcode.
Some netcode.
Netcode would be the killer.
I would call it no contact, but I'm calling netcode here.
No contact.
What do you think, viewers?
I mean, I'm watching the replay too, and you see Ron dive it in there, and no contact between the two of them. I mean, there would have been contact eventually.
Yeah, I think so.
But
hopefully they were communicating at least. It looked like the 40 committed to the outside.
But that was a netcode crash.
I would say this is... I hate saying netcode, man. I hate that as an excuse, but it is.
Yeah, blatantly.
Well, leaders come in, Matt. We saw a lead change on the last pit stop with Mitch Reeves getting a great one. Do we see it again? Does someone take 2 tires? We're halfway.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we see a 2 tires stop. It'll be interesting to see the way these cars wear in. I think 4 tires all around would kind of be my safe bet. We're, just under 40 laps to go. I think they will be able to make it to the end, yes?
Yeah, I think so too. I think the way the trend has been, I would say yes. But I think the margin of fuel run is 35 laps.
Randy Arms got first.
Ooh, that is going to help.
Well, we're just under 35 to go. You mentioned that. It's 47 laps in out of 90.
Yeah,
so that translates to what, like 34 to go, something like that?
Yeah, 87 Justin Michael with 2, not bad pit stops, but unfortunate pit stops in a row.
Not enough to lead the race.
Yeah, not enough. He's the man to beat for sure. I think to bring up the number 2 of Brandon Murray, as soon as I find him, there he is. Brandon Murray, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, you're rolling around in 5th. You're the leader of the guys behind Keith Haney. I think. What can the 2 machine do to get further up front?
Man, I don't know. These guys in front of me are pretty good. I mean, Justin Michael, Mitch Reeves, Haney, and Randy. I mean, those are some stout competition. I think we got a solid top 5 truck, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. You're definitely a top 5 truck here tonight, depending on the outcome. The competition you mentioned in front of you. What about behind you? Who do you look at Blevins, who's looking for a solid finish himself. Same thing with Zontner and Browder, guys that are probably going to push the situation. Do you have enough to stay in front?
Yeah, I think we do. We were fast in practice. We qualified P5, and that's where we're running now. Blevins is good. Zontner's always good. T-Rowdy, he's kind of up and down here lately, but he's looking to have a breakout, and he loves this track, so I know he's going to be some competition. So I think that keeping those guys behind me is going to be key. Not so much focus on the guys in front.
That's bad to say sometimes, but you at least recognize the competition in front of you. You let them make mistakes in front of you, and then try to keep the guys behind you first off, again, thank you for painting your truck up in the Navy scheme. I'm gonna tout that at least a little on a biased opinion.
Appreciate
I
it.
love that scheme. I love that scheme, man.
Yeah, it was definitely my favorite scheme that Keselowski ever ran, and I was like, you know what? It's Salute the Troops weekend. Let's break out the Keselowski Navy paint scheme for this weekend. So,
All right. Well, we'll let you get back down to your teammates there, as I think we're getting up to 1 to green. Like you said, keep that competition in front of you and behind you, right, and try to improve. We'll talk to you hopefully maybe at the end of the race.
all right, man. I appreciate it, and everybody remember Epstein didn't kill himself.
It's like the 5th guy that said that. I had a guy on Monday night say it too.
It's almost a meme at this point. But yeah,
It is a meme. It is a meme at this point.
Personally, I agree, Brandon.
No, I
Murray,
agree
but-
too. I agree too, but keep it off the broadcast. Let's keep it sticking to racing.
Yeah, let's keep it to
I'm
racing,
sick
as
of it.
funny as that is.
No, it's funny. Don't get me wrong, but just keep it to racing. He's right.
All right.
He is right, though. He is right.
No, he is. God, personal opinions and racing. God, with politics.
He is right. But politics
keep that
don't
to the
mix with racing.
podcast.
Politics don't mix with racing.
Let's keep that to the podcast. But Randy Arms with the best possible start here. He's hoping for a long run. I think you're right, Matt. They may be like even par with fuel here.
Yeah, right now 49 laps in. They'll go green with 50 laps in, so what, 30 laps to go?
That's right around what I would not.
Or 31 to go. 31 to go. They'll be good on fuel.
Yeah, I think they're there. It's all about tires now. Well, there goes that pace car, Matt. And we're going to be back to green. 83 checks the field a little bit. Not a breakaway start as we've seen before, but 02 Mitchell Reed's going to get that quick number 2 position. 87 is down, going to have to work up.
And right now 50 laps in, 51 at the mark. Randy Arms, your leader. He got a great start, and I'd love to see him go to victory lane tonight, I'm telling you.
Well, I would too, just based on the opinion of I want a different driver each week until we start getting down to that nitty-gritty of points. Top 5 separating themselves. Brandon Murray a little bit behind Keith Haney, but still qualifying really well in that 5th position. Corey Blevins, guy really needs to finish. I'm crossing my fingers. Maybe that's a bad omen, but I'm crossing my fingers for the 24 machine.
And right now you can see 51 laps in. Randy Arms leads by about 3/10. Good. Second, third, fourth, all under a blanket, though.
Yeah, that's where the battle's going to be. Does E7 work the 02? Does the 02 let him by? Does the 87D let, people get away from him? Does Brandon Murray maintain top 5? There's a lot of questions in this last half of the race.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. 52 in now.
Well, I've seen 2 drivers out there with some viewers that have commented. The 01 of John Pansula. Let's see where he's at on the board real quick. Maybe he's off the track. I really don't know. I'm looking for him real quick. Oh, wow. 30th, 12th. He's in 12th spot at the moment. Good for John Pansula. Trent Drum with some damage early on, involved in a caution not of his making, but rolling around in 18th. He's successfully moving upwards. Looks like he's repaired a lot of that left front damage.
Oh, what about Merck? I don't see him anywhere on that. Well,
oh, yeah. He was
26th.
involved in that first. Well, he had a lot of damage compared to those 2 drivers I mentioned.
Still on the lead lap, though.
Well, a lot of trucks are. You're either on the lead lap or you're off the track at this point, I think, Matt.
Yeah, but Merck still chugging along. 26th, though, after that pretty bad crash. That was our first yellow of the night.
Inside of the track. Sorry, Matt. I didn't catch the
number. Who are we looking for?
I'm gonna say the 017 of Gene Rogers. I'm gonna back it up on my end and see what happened.
Chadwick racing with Brad Ream here. This is not. No, it is for position.
Yeah, no call on that I mentioned. You said Chadwick?
Yep, this is for 30th spot.
30th?
Yeah.
Wow, heavy race. And two guys that found each other earlier, right?
Well, no,
In the top
Chadwick.
10.
Yeah, well, Chadwick. I thought you meant contact. No, Chadwick never got into it with Ream. Ream was well, Ream and Merck decided to lock bumpers for a little bit, but now the leaders have caught them.
That's going to stink for Chadwick. Well, I mean, even for Brad Ring, too, coming off of the successful Talladega special event runs.
Yep.
And, you know, really on trucks last week, he did, I think he was a top 5 at Pocono in trucks, Brad Ring, that 61 machine. So, you know, Brad Ring probably not, you know, counting his blessings at this point with that damage. While they are blowing by the 88 and the 61 like they're standing still.
And right now, it is still Randy Arms leading as he goes by Wally Tierheimer, put him a lap down.
Yeah, Tierheimer with left side damage, at least on the spoiler side, significant. That stinks for him, as I know he's a dedicated Thursday driver for sure. And I'm sure there's a couple drivers out there watching or gonna watch at this point that are like, I didn't get into the race. 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. The race room opens. Get in as quick as you can. 43 drivers, week to week. It's a sight to see, at least.
60 laps in at the stripe. We're closing in on the 20 to go mark.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry,
30.
the 30.
Yep. Matt's thinking too far ahead.
Yeah, yep, I was 10 laps ahead.
This is a good run here, Matt. God, I'm jinxing it, right? But
yeah,
it's
just
a good
bit.
run. Here's the 87 trying to hunt down the 83, who's just been a little bit behind the 87. Does the 87 eat up too much tires between the 83 trying to hunt him down?
Yeah, the 87 lost a lot of it on pit stops here.
Yeah, that's been his downfall. He's been the best truck on track, but pit stops wise, and you have to calculate that in, be it green flag or cautions. You got to do well there too.
And 61 laps in. Now we're at 30 to go.
Yeah, the front battle not really engine. I think 4th place. Look at Brandon Murray. He's getting up there towards Mitch Reeves.
Yeah, that he is.
Battle between the 97 and 24, just in that tube machine we just mentioned. 97 taking it on the outside. Look at that, Matt. Outside groove, baby. Oh, turned him.
Yep, contact. No yellow, though. Zontner held it. Or held it, I ought to say.
I'm going to wind it back, Matt, because I think, again, Charlotte may be the
Oh, boy. There we go. Zontner,
There was no legitimate contact on my end.
Zontner made contact with Browder.
Okay, well, the initial contact that we saw that I, screamed at, the 24 to 97, was, again, what do we call it, Matt?
Net code. Zontner and Browder, though, got together there. And that's what that caution actually was. So we'll take it to a quick caution cam. Probably be the last one of the night. Wishful thinking. As we'll have just under 30 to go for this pit stop, meaning it will be the last one of the night. We'll be right back. back live here. Jeff Wood gonna get the green for you. 67 out of 90 laps complete.
Yep. Looking to be maybe the final run of tonight. We'll have to see. Cautions do breed cautions, and that was a very successful run we had. But Randy Arms still out front with Keith Haney, Justin Michael third. Justin Michael not able to capitalize on pit stops, but what a great restart from the 87 and 83.
Yeah, Randy Arms is out and away.
Yeah. Mitch Reeves going to have to battle with Keith Haney. That's the quota of the night for third place.
Randy Arms just got a fantastic start there. Justin Michael's second. Third is Mitchell Reeves. Reeves looks to the inside, or Keith Haney looked to the outside of Reeves, and, well, he tried to make a pass and wasn't quite able to. And so that's how that one kind of shapes out for him.
Yeah, we'll monitor the first, second spot here in a few laps. It's going to take Justin Michael a warm-up or two to get up to Randy Arms.
Yeah, but
great.
Yeah, but with that warm-up, that'll probably let Randy Arms run away for a little bit.
Maybe so. We'll have to see. I think the 87 is more dominant, but it takes the 87 maybe a lap or two behind, at least, in that dirty air.
Yeah, that's a possibility there, too.
Look at Keith Haney all over the 0-2 of Mitchell Reeves. Wait for that mistake.
70 laps in, 21 to go. Randy Arms still leads. I want to give a shout out to Hartfield right there in the top 10. That's probably the highest up I've seen him all season. Great run by him. Hope to see him maybe break the top 5 before all said and done here tonight.
Yeah, I think maybe the second race of the season for that 958 machine across the board, at least in the 3 divisions of Loose Lugnuts Racing.
Nah, I've seen him once or 2 other times this season.
Maybe so, well.
Might be his 3rd or 4th, I think. But certainly he's not a full-time driver.
Not a full-time driver, but, you know, shaking up the top 10 at least.
$19 at the line.
Yep, Randy Arms at that line. We'll have to see what he continues to do. He's just ahead of Justin Michael. These are the 2 drivers, 83, 87, of Arms and Michael that have just dominated this race. It's been a battle off of pit road. 83 now ahead. We'll have the top 3 still up for grabs. 87 probably hoping at least for a long run to line up Randy Arms.
18 more to go. Randy Arms leads. Michael Reeves. It's getting close for that lead, though, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. There goes Justin Michael with a great move. He's going to be looking maybe inside in a lap or 2. He really sucked up to the back end of the 83 off of turn number 2. That may be his best corner, maybe setting him up for a turn 3, turn 4 inside move. Nope, turn 1, here we go.
Justin Michael to the bottom. And there it is. No, sir. It is still Randy Arms, your leader.
Just by a nose as they enter turn 3.
They made contact there a little bit.
Oh, that's door-to-door contact. That's fine. Justin Michael tried to slip back up. No, Randy Arms going to have to speed off the corner. Justin Michael by a nose. Randy Arms has to race him as hard as possible here to wear off some of that tire. Oh, Randy Arms to the wall.
Oh, man.
That's going to probably do it based on damage.
Yeah. That shot up the right front. His car's done.
Justin Michael.
He's bringing it to the pits. It
though.
looks. Yeah, it looks like he's actually even. He's bringing it to the pits.
Yeah. Well,
no, he stays out. He stays out.
He's got to stay out for points.
I thought he was coming down pit road. Actually, it looked like he was heading to the pits. But yeah, that's a lot of damage on the car there to Randy Arms. So he's done as far as a win goes. But Mitchell Reeves now might try and take that over Justin Michael. That entire top 5 just under a blanket right now.
Yeah, 87 really checked up hard because he saw the hit coming and was trying to avoid the move down from Randy Arms. And now Mitchell Reeves, based on momentum, has the lead with lap traffic coming up from the 61. 61 dives to the bottom. Best painted truck from the 61 of Brad Ring so far this evening.
13 to go at the stripe. And Justin Michael all over the back end of Mitch Reeves.
Yeah, Justin Michael is going to take it here. I think now it's a battle between the 87s.
Yeah, I think... Well, I think Mitchell Reeves might have something here.
He does. Maybe he was conserving a little bit. We're getting close to 10 to go, Matt. Lap traffic, it looks like Ronald Klein's finally back on the speedway. I did not catch what took him off the speedway. No, that's Wally Tierheimer, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, Tierheimer. That caused a problem as it caused them to get a little bit disrupted at the front. So that was a bit of an issue for Justin Michael.
Yeah, he did not like his entry into turn number 1 there. We're back even Steven here at the front. Top 4, top 5. It's a toss-up. I mean, outside of the 87, I think who's the best truck, but Mitch Reeves still holds the dominant position. Like you said, you cannot run, Matt, the same spot as the guy in front of you and hope to pass him.
And about 10 laps ago, I would have said Randy Arms was the fastest, but unfortunately, he's been taken out.
Yep. His own doing. There goes the 87 to the inside. He has the quarter panel.
It's just a matter of if he can make it stick this time.
Yeah.
10 at the stripe.
On. That's at least 10 lap tires. 02 keeps it off the wall. Going to have it at the line. I think you got to fade to second. Hope for the move at the end.
And looks like I think Justin Michael will get the lead here down the backstretch.
Nope, Mitch Reeves still contending. He's not going to have it in the long run. Oh, wow, what a move.
Reeves got it.
On the outside. That 0-2 on the outside, on the back stretch. 87D of Keith Haney. That's not what Justin Michael wants to see. A contention for second, because he does not want to battle behind him. He wants to battle in front of him.
And right here, 8 at the stripe.
This is a toss-up race, Matt. Anything could happen, and the guys aren't looking in the back of the field, and neither are we at the moment, because the excitement's out front, at least for the perspective to the end of the race. Brandon Murray rolling around fourth, conservatively thinking. There goes 87 of Justin Michael, making the move yet again.
Yeah, Michael looking for it with 7 to go, but he's not able to quite get to it.
Just at the line. I think Mitch has lost a lot on the outside now.
Well, there he goes. Justin Michael's got the lead. Keith Haney to the bottom now. Give him a push. That'll be enough he needs to get the spot.
Yep.
There it goes.
Hard does Keith Haney needs to get past the 0-2 Mitchell Reeves to contend with Justin Michael.
Well, Keith Haney, the other 87, that's the 87D, kind of like what you would see on a dirt car with the a letter behind the number. That might be a factor.
5 to go next time at the line, Matt. 87-87D. This is going to probably be the race outside of, Randy Arms not being able with that damage. Brandon Murray with a move to the inside of the O2 for third place.
Yep, Murray trying for third, but the real battle going to be for the lead. 5 to go.
This is what Justin Michael needs. He has to hope for, Mitchell Reeves to fall back to at least fourth place to tie him in points. Fifth place, he gets the lead from Mitch Reeves in points. Keith Haney with the move to the inside.
Haney trying for the lead now. 4 to go at the stripe.
This is a tough race. We're not looking at the back of the field, so we don't know what's going on back there. There could be just disruption for these top 4 or 5 drivers.
Yeah, right now, 3 at the stripe. Oh, they might touch doors here. That's what I'm going to be worried about.
Spot. They give each other enough room, maybe not on exit. We'll have to see.
That's going to be my question of if they make contact here with 3 to go. Remember, 3 chances at a green-white checker. That's the big thing.
Yeah, but the fastest guys at the end of the night are right there. Keith Haney may have just given it his all at that point.
And right now, 2 at the stripe.
I think Haney has to set up for a turn 2 or turn 3 pass at this point.
Yeah, he's got to just dive it in there and make it stick. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Michael's looking at a tie in points at the moment as we stand.
Final lap
even better for him.
Final lap of the race coming at you now, presented by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Best paints on iRacing had it Over the Top Paints and Designs.
Here we go. 1 down. The next flag ends it, which will be the checkered, based on iRacing.
Yep.
So,
well, yeah, you can't get a yellow on the last lap. They run it till the end.
Oh, Haney into the wall.
Haney got it. That's it. That's it.
Yep. Justin Michael, barring, a mess up here, will have the win.
Justin Michael off of turn number 4 for the final time here tonight. Who's going to win it? Justin Michael. Keith Haney second. Brandon Murray, Mitch Reeves, Corey Blevins, Jason Lance, Gene Rogers, Tony Romack, Brian Bazell, Brian Abbott, Mike Donahue, Ryan Hartfield, Brian Abbott, Travis Browder, Mike Donahue, Kevin Fetty, John Pensula, Daniel Smallwood, Ronald Hartfield, Jack Watch, Jeffrey Merck, Trent Drum, Craig Covington, Jeff Gilmore, Keiselbach, McFarlane Cleaver, Randy Arms, Judd Danielson, Chris Voiles, Wally Tierheimer, Garrett Potts, Brad Reams, Zach McSwain, Kyle Chadwick, Nick Zontner, Richer, Haney, Bennett, Scott Klein, Richardson, Smith, Altec, Crandell, and Mark Jackson rounds out your 43-car field.
All right, Matt, I think I'll take the winner who is burning it down right now, and that would be the 87 of Justin Michael with, doubling up his wins here in the Truck Series. Boy, what a race there up front for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like winning like that. I hate to hit Randy. Cost him a good finish, but yeah.
Oh, we didn't see that.
Yeah, I just feel real bad about that.
Well, I mean, between you and Randy, I think you were the top 2 trucks going into the evening. We did not see it. We saw a lot of netcode on the evening, so, give yourself a break somewhat. The 87 was dominant tonight. I think you'll be at least tied for points with Mitch Reeves based on getting the win and the bonus point again.
Yeah, I think we were only like 1 or 2 behind him. So we might even pass him.
4.
I'm not 4. Okay, well, yeah, there you go. So you know better than me on that one. But yeah, it was a good race. Like I said, I don't like winning like that. I don't like hitting people. I don't drive like that. So I just feel real bad about it. But we'll go get him again next week too.
Yeah, I mean, 87. Go ahead and shout out those sponsors.
Yeah, just everybody. I like thank everybody out there watching. You guys for calling a good race. John for putting on a good leg, and hey, painting me a really good truck too. So I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
All right, Justin Michael, we'll see you throughout the rest of the week.
Thanks, man. We'll see you.
All right, next up on the interview block is second place driver. That will be Keith Haney. Oh dear, I've seemed to have moved the channel. Oh boy. We're just getting no. How do I fix that?
I'll fix it. You grab them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, here's the problem. I've lost the waiting for interview channel. There it is. Okay. So we have Keith Haney with us now. How you doing tonight, Keith?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, you put on a great run at the end there. I really thought you actually had it for a second. I thought you would have had that win, but what went wrong there?
I was just driving too hard, man. Justin's probably arguably the fastest guy in here, man. And man, I wanted to beat him tonight.
How'd that truck handle for you here tonight?
In the beginning of the race, it handled kind of rough. In practice, it was awful. I mean, you could barely get around it without just putt-putting because it would push so bad. But as the race went on, man, the handling got better. I guess maybe the temperature was dropping. I'm not for sure, but man, the handling got so much better, and you can start driving it hard. But overall, man, I hate it for Randy tonight. I feel like Randy Arms probably would have won this race tonight. Man, I think he's the best guy in this league as far as being fast, and that guy can save his tires so good. I definitely hate it for him tonight. But congratulations to Justin for sure. He's always fast.
Yeah, and anyone you want to thank, sponsors, that kind of thing?
I want to thank you guys at ASN, man. I love what y'all do. I really appreciate you guys for putting on the broadcast and support the troops. I think they're sponsoring the whole week. I really appreciate the sponsors, support the troops. Hats off to you guys for sponsoring the season. John and Ron and I think Merck and Mitchell and all the guys behind the scenes. Brandon at Loose Lugnuts, I think. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and everybody at Third Rock. I appreciate you guys. Dad, Brian, man, hopefully I can talk to you guys. We're gonna give the street stocks a run tomorrow night. I don't know if I'm gonna do the dang super late models or not, man. Those cars are a handful.
Man. Do it.
I'm
We'll
on.
be on air. ASN, baby.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'll be out there practicing. If I don't feel like I can hang with them boys, man, I might be sitting it in the pits and watching with my binoculars.
I'll tell you what. If you don't race it, at least join me in the broadcast booth.
Hey, man, I will do that for sure.
If you don't race it, lend a voice.
All right, man, brother. I definitely will.
I'll catch you later. Hope to see you on track tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you in the booth. Have a great one.
Hey, man, you too. Have a good night.
All right. Well, next up, where is what happened to third
Brandon
place?
Murray. I dragged him to a different room, but the 2 machine, we already talked to him here this evening. Backing it up with a 3rd place finish, that has to feel good. That's a great momentum.
Probably the best feeling I've had in a long time. Career best finish, man. I can't beat it.
Not Charlotte might be the place for you, depending on vehicle scenario,
Man,
temperature, whatever.
it's something about these trucks, man. They're so much fun to drive. We've had a good run in them all season. I think our worst finish in the series this year is somewhere in the top 10. So I love these trucks.
The 2 machine, you battled it out. You beat guys that had wins, like Mitch Reeves. I think you were right on the bumper. Keith Haney had a couple points. Randy Arms fell to the wayside after hitting the top of the track. So You conquered guys that had been, up onto that winner circle or at least near it. Going forward, the two machine, at least on the truck side, speak to that. Uh, it, that has to be good momentum for the rest of the week and going into next week.
Yeah, for sure. The momentum this build is great. I'm really excited about it. These trucks, like I said, man, they're so much fun to drive. I love racing them. Mitch raced my rear end off there those last couple of laps before I got by him, and I didn't think I was going to have anything for those guys. And when my teammate Randy bounced it off the wall, I was like, okay, well maybe we got a shot. And I was still sitting like P4, I think, at the time, and uh, Mitch and Keith Haney got to racing side by side, and I think Mitch used his stuff up a little bit, and I was like, well, I'm gonna dive it down here into one and see what happens, and it stuck, and we raced it out, man, and it was great. I appreciate him for racing me the way he did. He's a knock up guy.
All right, well, go forward and shout out the sponsors as freely as you need.
Yeah, definitely got to start with Pit Pass, Katie Dugas. She does a lot for us over here at Misfit Motorsports. The guys back at the shop for building a great truck. Randy Arms for teaching me how to run this place. He was giving me pointers mid race, and I think that's what helped us get there. So, Loose Lugnuts for putting this on. Ron and John, they do a great job, and you guys up in the broadcast booth, we really appreciate what you guys do. And shout out to our veterans, man. How about those guys?
Yep. How about those guys? Support the troops truck week, and obviously, with the only guy that really painted the truck Navy style there up in third place. So with the Keselowski scheme, Brandon Murray. Good luck with the rest of the week.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Matt. Well, shout out to those drivers like Blevins and Jason Lance, Gene Rogers, Tony Romack, Brian Bazell, Brian Abbott, guys that had to conquer into the top 10. Those guys are out there. Congrats to them.
Yeah, great race here tonight. We'll see you guys all tomorrow night for some dirt action. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching.